Hey YouTube, this is Gundude73 making another comparison video, and one knife that I see a lot of people want compared to other things is the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. You know, it's I guess it's a really popular knife, so that's why, and one knife that I think compares favorably in terms of size, not exactly style, is the ZT-0550. Another one that people always want compared with the Para 2 is the 0350. And I'll have to do that video when I get my 0350 back. So I'll do that eventually. I'll get around to it. But for now, I think the 0550 is pretty good comparison. You know, the steel is about the same. You know, S35VN and S30V. You could see in terms of overall length, they're about the same. So they're about the same length overall. Interestingly though, they both have a 3.5-inch blade, so their blades are the same length, but the Para 2 has more handle. So the ZT, you can see that I can get a full grip on the ZT, I can get a full grip on the Para 2. So even though it has a little bit more handle, it's not that big of a deal. But the funny thing is that since the Para 2 has a choil, the ZT actually has more cutting edge. So this is a more compact knife with more cutting edge, but this has a choil and a longer handle, so it depends on what you like. You can see the Para 2 is a lot slimmer, and it makes sense because the ZT is obvious. It's a lot more overbuilt knife than the Para 2 is. You can just see how the tip is different. They're about the same thickness starting out, but the ZT holds its thickness the whole way, pretty much, and the Para 2 has that distal taper going on. And they both have 4-way clips, which is nice. Both their clips are pretty similar in terms of carry depth. The 0550 feels a lot more solid, obviously because it's a huge chunk of titanium. The Para 2, it's a nice knife, I think, if people were trying to decide between these two, it would boil down to what you use your knives for and what you like in a knife, and if you like slicers or lighter weight knives, the Para 2 would be better, and if you like hard use knives, the ZT would be better. And the other sort of funny thing is that both of these knives, in my opinion, are size-wise comparably similar to a Chris Reeve large Sebenza. So if you're on the fence for a large Sebenza and you want a knife that's around the same size, I think that either of these would be good. Granted, they're not the same in terms of style. You figure the 0550 is more analogous to an XM18. If you wanted to try out an XM18 but you don't have the money, the 0550 is your best bet. But they're all similarly good knives. They all have a roughly similar steel in S30V, S35VN. They're all USA made. They all have good locks and good ergos and blade shapes and all that. So really, either of those would be good if you wanted to get something similar to a Sebenza in terms of length. And either of these knives they stand well in their own merit. Recently I've been carrying the 0550 just because it's a pretty nice knife. I love how thick the tie is, and the feel in my hand is great. I'll get a review done pretty soon on this. I don't want to rush it. I like having the knife a little while before making the review. So, hope you guys found that interesting, and I will get around to doing the Para 2 versus the 0350 when I get it back. So, stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.